to Ink and Bourbon. This is our first episode, and it's also a special one. It's Halloween, my favorite time of year. I invite you to come in, listen to me talk about tattoos, the subculture, bourbon. Let's do this. Who am I? Fuck. I'm a tattoo artist. I started in 2001. When I started, I kind of focused on black and gray realism because I didn't really know how to incorporate my art into the tattoo world. And I did realism for about 10 years. About 10 years into my career, I discovered neo-traditional, and it changed everything for me. I like neo-traditional for multiple reasons. Mostly, it's a really nice bridge on how to bring the drawing process and illustrations into tattooing in a way that's meant for tattoos, but also kind of helps me shine as an artist and illustrator. Neo-traditional can be explained in a lot of different ways. Mostly, it takes the traditional aspects of tattooing, bold lines, bold shading, aspects that are tried and true, work well, and it mixes it with illustration. If I could be so bold to say that the difference between neo-traditional and traditional tattooing is traditional tattoos are ugly. The drawings suck, and I know that that's some people's style and they love it. I fucking can't stand it. But there are a lot of values there to how the longevity of the tattoo works, where it's placed, bold, the bold lines, the bold shading. So if you take that and then make the drawings not shitty, then you can have something that looks nice, in my opinion, while also incorporating the things that work. Now, if you're into traditional tattoos, you can probably change the channel because I'm going to dog on it a lot. I know that there's a value there. I just don't fucking like it. The drawings suck, and everybody is just biting the same drawing over and over and over again. All the way back to Philadelphia Eddie, Sailor Jerry, whoever. It's the same shit over and over again. Part of this show is about helping educate not just tattoo virgins, but people who may get tattooed a lot and are missing certain elements of etiquette in the industry, or tattoo artists, because I see a lot of shit I don't like, trends I don't like, just shit that pisses me off. So I'm hoping that through this we can kind of help educate from my experience, what the etiquettes are, what the education is behind it, and kind of fill in some of the holes that maybe people are afraid to ask. Obviously, the first question most people ask is, how much? How much does it cost to fix your car? How much do groceries cost? Oh, what's that? It depends on what you're doing? Exactly. But pricing out tattoos, though there are standards, it's such a broad range. Depending on, not just from state to state. You go to New York, you're looking at bare bones $200 an hour because New York's fucking expensive. If you come to some place like Florida, depending on where you're at, your skill level, everything else, prices vary. You should never make a decision on a tattoo based upon these three elements: price, time, or pain. Those three things should not have any value in whether or not you're going to do piece, what piece you're going to do, where you should put it, how big you should do it. You should only make a decision based upon what you want and who you want to do it. That should be the only thing. So when people ask how much it's going to cost, yes, it's an important question. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't be a question based upon whether or not you are or aren't going to do it. It should be a question based upon how you're going to get the tattoo, how much time you need to save the money, what's realistic as far as budgeting. That should be the only value there as far as that question. If you're looking for a tattoo, stay the fuck away from Pinterest. Don't get a Pinterest tattoo, because in the long run, it's not going to bring a lot of value to the individual. Part of tattooing is not just self-expression, but self-empowerment. When you get a tattoo and it's a good tattoo and it makes you feel good, it changes the way you view yourself as an individual instantly. And if it's a good tattoo and it's done well and it's beautiful, it brings a sense of self-empowerment that I did something for myself and it means something to me. And maybe the meaning is something ridiculous, like it fucking looks cool. I have a lot of tattoos that I got not because they mean something, but it fucking looks cool aesthetically. But making the decision to get a tattoo, staying away from trends is the number one thing. Do your research. Do the research. Find an artist that does what you're looking to do. I love your work, your outlines are amazing, your shading is awesome, your drawings are so good. I want to get these letterings done. It's like, wait, what? Go to an artist that specializes in lettering. They are out there. They exist. If you're looking for black work, find an artist that does black work. If you're looking for realism, find an artist where their portfolio is all realism. If you're looking for neo-traditional, find an artist that does neo-traditional. And then tell them what your idea is. A lot of people come in with a photo of exactly what they want. And I see far too often tattoo artists don't spend the time to talk to the client. They're just like, you pick it, I stick it. And it's fucking lazy. It's lazy, it doesn't progress them as an individual. It's based around money. And it's a kind of a scourge in the industry. Take the time to talk to the client. Explain to the client. So if you're a client and you say to the tattoo artist, I'm thinking about getting a piece, not this piece, but I'm thinking about getting a piece like this. If you pick the right tattoo artist and you like their work, then trust that they're going to take your idea and turn it into a tattoo specifically for you. Don't try to direct them. Give them your idea and then let them roll with it. Regardless of what you're getting, don't test the waters. I see that far too often. So if you're thinking about getting a tattoo and you're like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting a sleeve one day, then start with the fucking sleeve. I have a lot of clients that have no tattoos and they're like, let's do this sleeve. That's good. What I find as far as, clients testing the waters, oh, I'm just gonna get this small piece and see how it works. Or I'm gonna get this small piece because I don't know if it's, that tattoo ends up being their most hated tattoo. It's the one tattoo they wish they could go back and do what they wanted to do. So don't test the waters.
Now it's time for bourbon.
Yeah. This is Buffalo Trace. I figured I'd start the episode with something, since the theme of this episode is kind of being tried and true. Buffalo Trace is a tried and true bourbon. It's got 200 years history, and are we stopped?
No.
Oh. It's a little hard to find nowadays. And if you're going to go into a bar and it's not a bougie bar, you're probably not going to see it on the shelf. If you can find a bar that carries it, get it. I like to drink Buffalo, not neat, but I like to either put a little bit of water in it or put an ice cube. And there's a lot of talk about ice stones or, get a big ice cube. And if we're going to be honest, that's just a bunch of fucking nonsense. It's not about image. It's not about being like, oh, I drink bourbon. It's about the taste. It's about the experience of what bourbon tastes like, how it makes you feel. And Buffalo Trace is not something you mix with a soda. It's not something that you put ginger ale in. If you want to do that, buy some Jim Beam. Buffalo Trace, and I may drink Jim Beam on one of the episodes, but Buffalo Trace I like it with either a little bit of water or one ice cube. And I'll usually let that ice cube melt because I find that the water pulls out some of the bite of the bourbon and it allows for a little bit of extra taste. So yeah, this is Buffalo. If you order it, don't order it with mixer. And if you drink it, enjoy yourself, sip on it. Like me.